Hello, I'm Vashti Hardy, author of children's books. A very warm welcome to the Write Mentors series of videos where I'll be diving deep down into specific areas of creating stories with you. So just to give you a bit of background, I've written 15 books so far. I don't know how that happened, but somehow it did. And there are so many things that I utterly adore about what I do. But one of my most favourite things is engaging with story craft on a more analytical level. And you'll know as a writer, you can never learn it all. It's impossible. We're all different. We all are looking to become the best writer we can uniquely be, though. And, I certainly am wanting to achieve that. So as you progress, you refine your own personal toolkit. You learn what works for you and the type of writer that you are. And most importantly, what you have to say and what questions you want to put out there into the big wide world through the magical vehicle of storytelling. So I'm going to ask you to engage deeply with the craft of storytelling. Of course I am. And with yourself, both as a storyteller and as a reader, because we all know that is hugely important too. So what you'll need for this series of videos is a writing journal, of course, of some sort. You can do this on the computer if you prefer, but I recommend you to have a notebook of some sort, A4, but I'm a bit of a fan of a big A3 kind of sketchbook. It makes it easier for brainstorming and things like that. And having something physical will mean you've got a place you can refer back to pretty easily. And who doesn't love a bit of tangible physical evidence of learning and achievement? Also to say, while we're focused on writing for children and young adults, as story is a universal entity, we'll very much be looking at the art of story in all its creative forms and manifestations, because it's all relevant. I find movies can be particularly helpful when looking at the art of story, so we may mention a few of those. Some other general thoughts for you to ponder as we embark on this journey together. One of the main considerations of writing that I want you to carry with you throughout this class and when you watch the other videos is to approach things in a threefold way. This is not a particular theory thing. This is a Vashti thing, a me thing, and an insight into how I work, just in case it helps you too. Those three things are head, heart, and soul, and I'll explain. So the head is your active, rational thought, that deep analysis that you do, that engagement in the craft of ideas, structure, character, voice, etc. The real nuts and bolts of story. Heart, that's what you know instinctively without overthinking it, and has come through a lifetime of being a reader and ultimately being a human, because we're all made of stories. We are story beings. It's our heritage. And lastly, that soul kind of thing, the thing that's hard to describe, but I use that word kind of lightly, but I use it to mean that deeper aspect that somehow makes up the essence and the uniqueness of you out there, of who you really are, and formed of your kind of unique experiences and that other thing that you can't put your finger on. So the other thing I want you to keep in mind is the word symphony, and I shall explain, because we're not writing music, obviously. Wrong session for that. I would argue, though, that writing is a song of its own sort. In music, symphonies are made up of distinct movements, each with its own flavour, and the same can be said of storycraft. So while we're looking at individual aspects of storycraft in each video, it's all deeply connected. Of course it is. And there is no whole without the parts. Hence why I think symphony is a good representative word, and we shall use it. So while digging deeply into one area with each video, you'll need to keep your eye on multiple aspects of craft at once, and you'll need to be willing to engage in all of it. Yes, you will, even if you just want to focus on one or two of the videos at this time. You can dip back into others later, but keep it all in mind. So roll up your writing sleeves, flex those typing fingers, and let's get going.